Hello everyone, I am Amritanshi Sharma, and before I start, let me make one thing very clear that this is not a Vine or any other of my funny videos, because in this video I'm going to talk about CAA, that is the Citizenship Amendment Act, a bill that was assented by the President of India on 12th December 2019 and was passed by Rajya Sabha on 13th December 2019. Now, to be more specific, I'm not going to talk about CAA, but what went wrong with CAA. I'm going to talk about the why the law is not working the way the government intended it to be. Right now, before I start speaking, let me make one thing very, very clear. I am not against any government. I'm not against any political party or any religion or caste or or anything that divide Indians. Okay, I'm just a random Indian idiot who wants some peace. All right, and here are some notes that I made because I don't want to forget anything. I think everything I wrote is crucial for the video. There are two parts of my video. In the first part, I'm going to talk about why am I making this video, and the second part, I'm going to tell you what went wrong, according to me, what went wrong. And I want to watch the first part also because it's crucial for the second part. Okay. Why am I making this video? Is because yesterday I uploaded a story on Instagram with the hashtag that against CAA. To which I got many responses, but out of all those responses, one response was really very good and nice because it made me realize that I have lack of information about the CAA and I should not upload the stories against it because without knowing about it in detail. Okay, so eventually I'll share the screenshot of that the chat I had with that person. Also, along with that, I'll share a photo what he shared with or she shared with me. I don't know. He was anonymous. He shared with me or she shared with me, which made me realize that I am wrong. Okay, so by the end of the chat, we conclude that I have lack of information and I don't know much about the law. Now, I might not know much about the law, but there are some things that I know. In the last few weeks, I receive at least one new video every fucking day. In those videos, either the people are getting beaten up or the people are beating up the police force, and there are riots, and just some people are getting brutally hit on their head or all in all, those videos were bizarre and too bizarre to watch. Okay, now these videos weren't into existence till this law was enacted, right? The content of these videos shouldn't have happened, but it did. And when? The day after, and on the day, and since the day this law was enacted. And since that day, this act has just sucked up the peace we had in our Indian society. To be more specific, this law has sucked up the leftover peace we had between us and the government or any other religion we have in our country. Right? Now I know that there will be some people, how, oh, you live in Indore, how do you know that if if there was peace or not in Delhi or something, so that kind of shit. So let me tell you one thing. Even if there wasn't peace, if you say so, if there wasn't peace back then, I wasn't getting 3 to 4 brutally hit, in which brutal videos in which people are getting hit on their head or anywhere in the body, or uh, I didn't see people beating up police officers like the way they want to kill them, right? Even if there wasn't peace, there was enough peace that was people had in them, and that peace was allowing them to not to do what they are doing right now. And by people, I'm not talking about only the citizens, but also the police force. Police force, police is something that is hired by government to protect us. And since this law has passed, uh, we are getting hit by the people who are there, who are hired to protect us, and on the other hand, we are hitting them back. So, what led to this is something what I'm going to talk about. Okay, this is fun. Okay, last night I wasn't able to sleep, so I started wondering about this whole CAA thing, and this thought just came up in my mind back then. I just want to share this with you because I think it will humor you up. Okay, as it is winter out there, there is a mother, that is the government, who wants to feed cough syrup to her hundreds of children. Okay, and those children are the citizens. Now, out of those hundreds of children, 70% of them liked it, so they just swallowed it. But the 30% of them didn't like it because for them it tasted like vinegar. So, the mother hired some ayahs, that is the police force, to pick up a spoon and forcefully feed them. Forcefully feed them. And the worst part is that I have seen some videos where the children are snatching the spoon and feeding the ayahs back. We already lived in a country where people are scared when police officers knocks on their doors. You really think after this incident they will even consider police force for help? Police force is beating up the people who they are hired to protect, and on the other hand, people are beating up the people who are hired to protect them. Why aren't we realizing that we all are victim here? And by we, I mean both the citizens and the police force. Because we think that according to us, we are the victim of the law, and the police force are a victim of following the orders of the government. Because if they don't, they will be fired. They're just doing their jobs. And by saying this, let me be very clear. By saying this, I'm not saying that the government is the suspect. No. Government is not the suspect. I will get back to that part. आगे के part में. Okay? Now, let's talk about what went wrong. Okay? Few days ago, I was sitting at a restaurant, and there was a table just beside me where a few men were sitting, and I overheard them talking about the CAA. One man out of them said that, and I quote, ये गवर्नमेंट बहुत बढ़िया कर रही है, ये सारे मुसलमानों को ने देश के बहाने को, अरे इनके इतने सारे देश हैं जहाँ पे इनकी मेजोरिटी वहाँ पे जाकर रहे, हम हिंदुओं के लिए तो एक ही देश है ना, तो यहाँ पे सारे हिंदू रहेंगे, इनको सबको वहाँ भेज दो. End quote. These are not my words, these are the words that came out of that person's mouth, and there were so many more sentences that came out of him which I can't say because they're really bad. But all in all, I'm trying to say is that his tone, the way he was speaking, made me realize that he thinks that the government has started seeing the Islamic community the way he used to see. And now the government is as racist as that person is. Which is not a good sentence. Government is racist because they're not. This law is made for the betterment of not only the religions but for the betterment of our country. And this statement, even if any non-racist person hears it, they get hurt, right? And there are so many people who are protesting who doesn't know the law in detail, and they're protesting just because they think, because they heard, and they feel that the government is being racist. Okay, we live in a country where religion is the most delicate topic to touch upon. Not one of the most, but the most delicate topic to touch upon. And if the government is passing a law that involves people's religion, I believe that there is more amount of efforts that are required to convey people the details of that law. Right? It's not like passing any other law like GST or demonetization. It involves people's religion, something that is really very important to them. And the worst part is that the government knows about it. The government knows that how much religion is close to people's heart and to them, right? We all know, in fact, we have seen that people in our country think that God is strong enough to provide all the happiness, all the wealth, all the prosperity, all or any other shit we want, right? But he's not strong enough to defend himself. So it's our duty, have to protect him, right? So what? He built the world. So what? He gave birth to all of us. So what? He didn't destroy the earth in 2012, pun intended. So what? He possesses all the powers of bringing earthquake or tsunami or flood or any other natural calamity that could kill all those people who are there on earth to protect him. I just realized I went off topic. Look, the point I'm trying to make is the government knew that religion is really important for people in our country, right? So they should have made they should have used more marketing skills to convey people the law, every little details about it. On top of my head, look, we live in a society where people will believe anything they read or see on WhatsApp. And by anything, I literally mean anything they see or read on WhatsApp. Okay, so what they should have done is that they should have made a PDF, right? And that PDF will contain the details, the each and every minute details about that law, and that the PDF should be in all the different languages that are accepted in different states in our country, and each and every of those states, those PDF should have gone viral, right? Each and every citizen in our country should have that PDF in a cell phone where we could have a chance to read it and act after that, right? Or if not this, that during the election, the way they visit each and every city and give a speech that why we should vote them, in the same way they should have visited each and every city and shared the details about this law. They should have gone on talk shows, they should have gone on debate shows and anything where we got a chance to see them more and more and more talking about this in detail, instead of just getting assented by the president and then getting it passed the very next day by the Rajya Sabha. Look, all in all, what I'm trying to say is that more amount of marketing was required for this law so that people would have got a chance to know at least the part that they need to know, that they should know. All the questions that people are having right now in their mind should have been answered by now. All the misunderstandings people are having in their mind should have been dissolved by now. People would have got a chance to prepare for the change that was about to come. Every time I receive a new video on WhatsApp, I feel more bad. Yeah. I feel like, what the hell is wrong with my country? And I know that I'm not the only one who feels this way. Every time I see those videos, I just want people to stop screaming. And by people, I not only mean the citizens, the protesters, but also the police force. Stop screaming, right? Stop yelling and stop hitting and just drop all the stones and bamboo sticks you have in your hand and just look at each other. Look, what are you doing? Put yourself in the other person's shoe and then you will realize that you both are the victims. Again, I am not saying that the government is the suspect, because the government brought this law for the betterment of our country, for the betterment of religion, for betterment of everything. It's just that they lacked in communication. The communication which was really, really very important. I just realized something, that after so much criticism that is coming from the people who are protesting, if the government revokes the law, then the situation will be way more worse, because then the people who were okay with the law, that is the majority of our country, will start protesting, and then the government will have no idea how to deal with the situation, just the way I have no idea how to end this video. Look, all I can ask you is to sit down, right? Take a deep breath, type what is Citizenship Amendment Act 2019 and read. It will clear most of your doubts, most of your questions. And by that, if you are angry, you will calm down. If you are sad, it will make you feel better. Trust me, it made me feel better. That's it. That's it. If you liked what you listened, or it made you feel better, then share this video with someone who should listen to this, right? And share this video with someone who will feel positive or feel good after listening to this, right? That's it. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for listening to me. And yeah, Jai Hind. Thank you.